honestly, Charlie, I know you're a busy guy. Thank you for the time because, dude, you killed this movie. Like, it's amazing. You did a great job.
Can you hear me crunching? Is this like a library and I'm just like I'm the idiot with the carrot sticks like and no one can hear him?
No, we're good. We're good.
You can't even hear this?
I cannot hear it. I cannot hear it.
Really?
Yeah.
I have to eat louder snacks then, man.
No, you were going for that. I didn't
No,
realize
no,
that's
no,
what
no,
you
no,
were
no,
targeting. Okay.
no, no.
No,
Hey, thank
seriously.
you very much. I appreciate it. Very nice compliment. Yeah.
Oh, I mean it. I mean, how did you come into Suze? How did this spark?
How did I come into Suze?
Yeah.
Um, um, the a conversation we had like a I don't know like a meeting with Dan and Lindsay, and oh look at me good, and talked about the character for like a few months. I think the movie got pushed at one point. Maybe my schedule got pushed. I don't know. You know, like when you something like this, we talked about this like months before we came into action for it. It was really cool. I loved the moment. I loved the musical moment. I loved that I came from like I had a bit of a musical background. I could like put that energy into an independent film. Um, Still learning, but I feel like I love that aspect of this industry.
Hmm.
Like dude, the amount of times I watched La La Land, it's I want to get into more of those classic musicals as well. Like, I mean, those are legit musicals. There, this was a musical number, and obviously, I'm comparing different. But hey, you take what you can get. And this was amazing. Michaela taught me so much about the craft as well. Her instincts. She's so funny. She's such a. Ah, I mean, come on, Michaela, SNL. Like the things you learn and pick up to work alongside that. As you can see, I can move off from the conversation if we don't steer in it. And so you can poke in and
Well, the relationship between you and Michaela in this is just awesome. Like it is. Gage is one of these characters, and I was talking with Lindsay and Dane, and I said, like, when he first comes on screen, I thought, oh man, he's just going to be the boyfriend trope again. But he's so much more than that. This character has real depth, a real heart, real soul to him. You just fall in love with this guy who's just hurting.
that's their comedy, man. That's Dana and Lindsay's comedy is so structured in the way it's written. It's so funny in what they say and the way that they write things that like you don't need much on top of it because it is a funny fucking script. I was laughing out loud, and and you forget that when you film it because it's a freaking it's a bit of a bummer piece to go through because you're going through all these emotions all the time, but when you watch it at the end and get to see an audience laugh, man, I forgot that's why we did this movie.
Yeah.
It's the greatest feeling. It's just like it's so cool to see. We have the screening today, but we're not allowed to go and watch it. That's my favorite, sitting in the back, getting a little POV on how people are going. But I always bring some loud people with me, so if it's funny, you're gonna know it.
That's right. You got cue them up. You cue them up, right? That's with your crew.
I learned from the best. My grandmother, man, she was the loudest in the movie theater. She make you laugh for sure. Anyways.
One of the things I like about this film, I really think is amazing, is a conversation about mental health. And I was wondering what you thought of the idea behind knowing the kid and judging the kid, because a lot of people judge I judged Gage when I first saw him on screen, but as you get to know him, you see him differently. I was wondering what you thought about that idea, knowing the kid versus judging the kid.
I mean, yeah, I don't, the all around perspective is like, I don't think many people like him at the start. I was like, who the fuck is this kid? I'm like, he's annoying. He's fucking weird. He's kissing your daughter on her bed. What? Okay. Oh, he's loud and aggressive. And then after all that stuff gets laid on you like a ton of bricks, then you kind of start understanding him. And so it's a nice, I guess it's a nice metaphor on just making sure you get to know people before you really place too much judgment on them. Because I think it's so easy to judge him right at the start. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know, and I shouldn't call him a kid. He's graduating high school. He's a young man. But I was wondering, you know, with this conversation, talking about mental health and whatnot, you know, being a young man yourself, do you think that this generation has a more difficult time dealing with these things, or are there more opportunities to talk about these issues?
More opportunities. There's more of an understanding. You know, like I think people, there's more places for people to have conversations. There's, you know, yes, things are different and things are even tougher in many ways because now we're reminded of things constantly through our little lives, through our pockets. But it's like, if you want to have a conversation with somebody, there's phone numbers you can call, and you can have a real conversation with somebody, and you should call them. And since we're talking about it, you should put the number right here in case anybody is having doubts of anything. But it's also important to, like, a lot of people haven't experienced certain things in their lives, and when you get to play with them through films and television, you know, you get to share a glimpse of that experience, even though it's not the entire thing, but it might lead people into empathizing more with other people in their lives that are going through certain things and don't know even how to, like, communicate with. So it's like, you know, it's always been that debate, right? But if I was somebody who had a story and I just didn't understand it, and I could see something that would give me a little bit of guidance in where I need to go, I'll take that as a little tap on the back, you know?
Absolutely. Honestly, the film is so much fun.
Thank you. And it's fun. It's funny, you know.
Yeah.
It's not just like. But I hope it's funny. I've never seen anybody watch it at home by themselves. I've only get to see it in theaters with people, and because people spark other people's laughter, you know. So I hope people get to experience it in theaters, but I also hope people get to laugh at home because you had fun. Thank you, my friend. Merci, mon ami.
De rien. There's my high school coming back. My high school French coming back right in that moment when the pressure was on. There it is.
Yeah.
De rien. Honestly, Charlie, I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for the time, man. I really appreciate it. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. You too. Bye-bye. Cheers.
Thanks. Bye-bye.